A multi-million-dollar investment is bringing back dozens of laid-off workers at General Motors' Tonawanda plant. As News 4's Rachel Kingston reports, the automaker is powering up 2 new engine lines.
At the crossroads of yet another revolution stands the car industry. This time, though, the engine is something else. A powerhouse with mind-blowing horsepower and advanced state-of-the-art technology that will finally change the meaning of speed, power, and performance. The car enthusiasts are abuzz, while competition is beginning to break out in sweats. Could it be the very engine that finally pushes the traditional automakers over the edge? Will this be the game-changing, groundbreaking innovation? Let's hear what GM CEO has to say about this new engine that will destroy the entire car industry. GMC. A journey through history. Before going into the very game-changing engine soon to alter the car industry, let's go back in time and relish some of the history of the General Motors Company, better known as GMC. This company has been right at the center of the automotive world for more than 100 years and has turned upside down the way we think of cars and trucks. But where did it all begin? What inspired GMC to be what it is today? Well, the story of GMC started in 1911 with a man named William C. Durant. But before founding General Motors, Durant wasn't even in the car business. He sold horse-drawn carriages during the latter half of the 1800s. At the time, automobiles were an infant invention and were highly doubted for their future by most people. But Durant had a flair for business and a sense of vision. He believed in automobiles when most people still thought the contraptions were a strange fad. This foresight would be the legacy of new transportation to come. By 1904, Durant was deep into the automobile world after he assumed control of the Buick Motor Company. Buick was one of the oldest car manufacturers in America, yet it wasn't a leading manufacturer at that time. Everything started to take off when Durant began his work. He foresaw quite clearly that the future lay not in making one type of automobile, but in manufacturing different types for all classes of customers. It was Durant's dream to build a company that would serve the common worker and the wealthy elite alike. That dream became real in 1908 when Durant finally founded General Motors. The idea was simple, yet revolutionary. Bring several automobile companies together under an organizational umbrella so that it would be strong and united enough to lead the industry. He perceived strength from diversity not just in vehicle types, but in innovation that could be brought about by each company. Durant's vision for GM was more that of a conglomerate from which each one of the brands had an identity of its own, but all would blend into one greater vision: mobility. Success did not come easy. And only 2 years after founding GM, Durant was in serious financial trouble and out of the company. Most would say that should have been the end of the story, but Durant was not a quitter. He used this defeat as a stepping stone and immediately set his mind on yet another venture. In 1911, he founded Chevrolet brand that would soon become among the most famous automobile brands in America. It was to be more accessible and reasonably priced in order to reach more and more customers, and it did. It follows that Chevrolet became so successful that by 1916, Durant was able to use his new company's success to buy back control of General Motors. Once Durant regained control of General Motors, he merged it with Chevrolet, from which it continued to grow. His dream of building an automobile empire was materializing. By the 1920s, it had become the world's largest automaker, well in front of even the legendary Ford Motor Company. Under Durant's helm, GM diversified its product lineup with the likes of Cadillac for luxury and Oldsmobile for innovation and advanced technology. Durant's early vision indeed was well ahead of its time. He felt that the future of the automobile industry would not be a single type to fit everyone's needs, but a variety of brands, each capable of reaching segments based on different needs, preferences, and budgets. From a no-frills, affordable entry-level car to a sophisticated, expensive luxury car, General Motors had it all. It is this diversity in the lineup that helped GM rise above its competitors and sustained its leading position in the industry. But Durant's road with GM was not forever. In 1920, because of financial troubles, just as he was after 1910, He was forced out of the company. However, this time he did not return. But he managed to leave an imprint on the company and the auto industry as a whole. The dynamics he instituted set the stage for what General Motors would become in the succeeding decades. Fast forward to the present, and General Motors emerges regionally as one of the most gigantic automobile manufacturers. Innovation and shaping the future continue with multiple brands, such as Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC Trucks, and Buick. Each of these brands serves another segment of the market, from the everyday car to powerful trucks and luxury vehicles. Whether it's an electric vehicle of the future or a heavy-duty truck built to last, the proof has been evident time and again that GM certainly knows how to get ahead of the curve. But GM's influence stretches much farther than just simply building cars and trucks. Through the years, they have also taken the forefront in technological innovations with regard to the automotive industry. From pioneering automatic transmissions to recent vanguards of electric vehicles, General Motors has always pushed the envelope on what's possible regarding car design and engineering. They've always been more than just about selling cars, creating new experiences for drivers, setting trends to follow, even changing how we think of transportation. Over a century from its inception, GM is at the forefront of the global automobile market. Its knack to adapt to new trends, embracing the latest and best technology, and responding to shifting consumer demand helped it stay relevant in the changing marketplace. Today, General Motors means something more than building automobiles. This is an icon of ingenuity, determination, and development. Now that you already know the exciting roots of GMC, let us check out the various car brands and models created by this automobile juggernaut through the years. Believe me, some of the ones listed below are truly iconic. The car brands under General Motors. There isn't just a single brand or model that comes into their minds concerning General Motors. More colloquially known as GM, General Motors is one company that has compiled many famous automobile brands under its wing. Each brand is dedicated to another style, purpose, and audience, thus gives GM the capability to offer something for almost every kind of driver. With that in mind, let's take a deeper look and get a closer view of some of the automobile firms that make up the General Motors family and find out what makes each one of them special. First off is Chevrolet, better known colloquially for short as Chevy. Chevrolet surely counts among the most renowned brands the world over, and rightly so. Over the years, this brand came out with everything, from low-budget family cars to high-performance sports cars. That is how successful Chevrolet has been with regard to manufacturing for so many types of customers. Whether you are seeking an affordable automobile that gets you from point A to B on a daily basis or another, you'll find a variety of automobiles, including some such as the Chevrolet Impala, known for their affordability and reliability. Then again, the sports car owner may be looking at the Chevrolet Camaro or perhaps the Chevrolet Corvette. More precisely, the Camaro has deeply rich history and has been in a long rivalry with Ford's Mustang in a race to dominate the American muscle car market. The Corvette, on its part, is hailed perhaps as one of the best sports cars to come off an American assembly line with sleek design and phenomenal power combined. Coming next in line is Cadillac, its luxury brand. Class, elegance, and premium quality have always been associated with Cadillac. And if by any chance you happen to see one on the road, then you know that it is a car only meant for people who require nothing but the best in comfort and style. Probably the most widely known Cadillac model, however, is the Cadillac Escalade. Escalade is a big and powerful SUV that has become synonymous with wealth. Being featured in movies and music videos most of the time by famous and successful people wanting to make some kind of statement, it surely is something. Another impressive car by Cadillac is the Cadillac CTS, in which great luxury meets performance. With Cadillac, GM proves that it does know its way in the high-class automobile market because this is a vehicle as comfortable and posh as it is powerful. Coming next would be Buick, another one of those very important brands in the lineup of General Motors. Buick falls between Chevrolet and Cadillac in both the areas of luxury and price. Buick has long since been recognized for constructing stalwartly reliable cars that are comfortable yet stylish without carrying lofty price tags, as with many high-end luxury brands. Popular ones include the Buick Enclave, great for large families with its spacious interior, and the Buick LaCrosse, which offers comfortable and quiet driving. Buicks tend to be the choice of those wanting something a bit more upscale than a Chevrolet, yet do not want the full luxury experience that comes with buying a Cadillac. It's this very balance that makes Buick so valuable as a part of the car offerings from GM. Of course, we can't leave out GMC's name-shared brand with General Motors itself. While many of GM's other brands rely on a car lineup, GMC sells trucks and SUVs exclusively. Even though GMC has earned a hard-won reputation for churning out tough-as-nails vehicles that will withstand most tasks thrown their way, they will still sell you a potent truck to get the job done, or a huge SUV perfect for those long, tiresome family road trips. Two of the most recognizable products from them include the line of GMC Sierras and the GMC Yukon. About Sierra, this is a heavy-duty pickup truck suitable for towing and hauling, while Yukon represents the full-size SUV destined to provide comfort and space enough to fit big families or long journeys. Concentration on strong and reliable engines helped GMC get some percent of loyal customers who needed just such a kind of vehicle to stand up against severe situations. What has always impressed people about General Motors is just how diverse the variety of vehicles could be from the company. Whether one needs a car to get them to work and back, a luxury vehicle for special nights out, or even a heavy-duty truck for hard work, GM can offer any brand and model to meet just about almost anyone's needs. It is this broad range of options that has enabled GM to remain competitive in the automobile market for over 100 years. In aggregating such a list of car firms under one banner, however, GM built a brand portfolio that reached nearly every part of the market, from the lowly to the high, and from small cars to big trucks. But while the cars themselves are iconic, what powers them is just as important. Wherever there is any great vehicle, there needs to be a good engine. Some of the best engines in the world have surely been built by GM. Basically, the engine is a car's heart, and if not for it, none of these awesome cars could move at all. We will see in more detail what an engine does, why it is so important with respect to car performance, and what kind of engines have been built over the years in the next chapter. Now that we've explored the diverse car brands under General Motors, let's talk about the heart of every vehicle, the engine. What is an engine, and why is it so crucial to a car's performance? The next chapter will break it all down for you. What is an engine, and how does it work? Wrapped up in the middle of every car is its engine, the component that brings life into the vehicle. Whether you are a car owner or are interested in how vehicles work, the engine is one important thing to know. The engine is more than just a mechanical part for any GMC owner. It represents the powerhouse behind all your vehicle's functions, from smoothly sailing down highways to towing heavy weights. Quite simply, an engine is a machine that converts fuel into energy, which in turn provides the ability for the car to move. Most vehicles on roads today, including most of GMC's models, the Sierra, Yukon, Acadia, run via what is called an internal combustion engine. This type of engine burns fuel inside cylinders that produce energy either in gasoline or diesel form. As the fuel ignites itself, it creates a small explosion that pushes pistons up and down. These pistons move the crankshaft, which in turn turns the wheels. This entire process is repeated hundreds and even thousands of times per minute, depending on how fast one is driving. So every time you push down on that gas pedal in your GMC Sierra, you are telling the engine to convert more fuel into energy, which means more speed or simply more power, what is needed when one pulls a trailer or accelerates onto an interstate highway. GMC's engines have struck a great balance, performance and power without sacrificing durability. Whether an inline V6 or V8 engine, rest assured that GMC constructs its engines to deal with serious situations. Whether tows, off-roading, or just driving to work, the GMC engine is built to see you through day after day with dependably solid performance. People who have a GMC Sierra 1500 or its heavier-duty sibling, the Sierra 2500 HD, know these trucks are engineered for extreme tasks. Both trucks have engines that have been manufactured to bear heavy weights and withstand the stress of heavy jobs day in and day out. This is not all about power, though. GMC has also striven to make its engines economic. Newer models of GMC engines boast features such as dynamic fuel management, enabling it to automatically shut down cylinders the engine is not using at the time and switches it back to operational mode when the power is needed. Though the most widespread conventional internal combustion engines, the faces of the automotive world are now turning towards electric and hybrid engines, and GMC does not lag behind. The hybrid engine combines a gasoline engine with an electric motor. That arrangement allows for improved fuel economy. The electric motor takes over at low speeds or when the car is merely idling. The gasoline engine then intervenes at higher power needs of acceleration or high speeds. This reduces fuel consumption and emissions while providing the kind of performance GMCs are known for. On the other hand, electric motors do not consume even a single drop of gasoline. They work on the basis of electricity supplied by batteries. Electric motors emit nothing as there is no combustion of fuel. Thus, they are extremely friendly to the environment. Although GMC has only just started making a full suite of electric vehicles, the ones it has are great, starting with the Hummer EV, promising all of that power one would want from GMC but without all of the emissions of a traditional engine. As the auto industry continues to change, so does GMC. The company develops engines that are much more powerful, efficient, and environmentally friendly. As time goes on, electric and hybrid engines will be part of the normal, but traditional internal combustion engines remain a staple that is important to GMC. Turbocharged diesel engines, for example, put better power in some of the models of GMC while improving fuel economy, especially for those who need frequent towing or hauling. It is not necessary for just mechanics to know how your engine works. A little knowledge of your engine will help you, as a car owner, identify potential problems long in advance and ensure that the needed maintenance is done on time. Simple things like periodic oil changes and tune-ups go a long way in keeping your engine at its best working condition and could prolong its life. Also, you will be able to catch problems before they become costly repairs by keeping an ear out for strange noises and a decrease in performance. GMC continues to innovate. In just a few years, it will introduce even more powerful and efficient engines, which will surely answer the demands of drivers today. Whether it be raw power, better fuel efficiency, or simply going greener, GMC's engines should meet those needs while providing the level of performance expected from the brand. A legacy of powerful engines by GMC. One of the first engines that helped make GMC well known was called the Rocket V8. This was brought out under a car brand of General Motors called Oldsmobile. The Rocket V8 was brought out in the year 1949, immediately catching the eye of everybody. For its time, cars were not equipped with an engine of this power or smoothness, whereas most of the other engines at that time could barely get themselves tuned and running right. The Rocket V8 was much different, more power, and ran infinitely better. This helped set the standard for V8 engines, which would be very popular in cars and trucks for many years in the future. As time went on, GMC continued to build an impressive engine. In the 21st century, GMC came up with engines such as the 6.2-liter V8, present in the Chevrolet Camaro SS and Corvette. Major examples include the speed and performance rate these cars run at, and to a great extent, it is all because of the sparking piece of machinery inside them. The 8-cylinder V8 engines generate exceptionally large horsepower and torque for instant and high speeds. To the enthusiast who loves speed and the raw power of the engine, these engines are just a dream come true. However, speed is not the only attribute that makes GMC engines stand out. Strong and durable are also other adjectives GMC uses to describe its engines, especially in its line of trucks. A very good example is the Duramax diesel engine. It is primarily intended for trucks that have to do heavy work, like towing heavy trailers or carrying big loads. Engines from Duramax are renowned for unmatched toughness, with a lot of torque given that facilitates pulling heavy loads with so much ease. What's even better is this motor can easily stay fuel efficient, so you get both power and save on fuel. The fact that GMC has been building its reputation over the years, from the early days of the Rocket Vive 8 to today's high-performance engines in fast cars and hard-working trucks, proves its regard for innovation in the engine. They have always designed engines that are going to perform better, last longer, and give the driver what they need, be it speed, strength, or fuel efficiency. But GMC's tale of engine excellence does not end with the past. With technology literally getting better with time, so does the way GMC builds its engines. Today, the company is focused on designing engines that will not only deliver in terms of power, but also keep up with the demands of modern times, such as being considerate to the environment and more fuel efficient. This becomes highly important in a world where most people are becoming very aware of the effects cars have on the environment. Looking ahead, there's a GMC coming that will introduce yet another engine to kick this industry around some more. This new engine represents the next step in the evolution of engines and continues GMC's tradition of building strong, dependable, groundbreaking engines. A legacy is attached with GMC when it comes to powerful engines, setting them apart from other manufacturers in every other respect. With them always at the top regarding innovation, their engines are no exception. Be it powering quick sports cars or helping trucks pull heavy loads, whatever challenge set before them, GMC has truly made something special. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the new engine that the GM CEO says will destroy the competition. What makes it so special? Let's find out in the final chapter. Meet the game changer, the 1000 Big Block V8, the ZZ632. Big Block V8 must be arguably one of the most talked about engines in today's car world. For an engine, this piece of metal does indeed make a quite big splash in the automotive world, and surely there is definitely a reason behind it. According to General Motors, this is going to be an engine that will change the way we think about cars and engines. Very powerful, the engine has been built to simply amaze every car enthusiast. First things first, the ZZ632 Big Block V8 is just incredibly powerful. It can produce 1,004 horsepower. Yes, you heard it right, over 1,000 horsepower. If one is not used to dealing with horsepower, just think about it in this regard. The higher it is, the more powerful and fast a car could be. This engine also produces 876 pound-feet of torque, which is another unit of power. Torque is helpful in allowing a car to pull heavy loads or accelerate rapidly. Therefore, with such high horsepower and torque, this engine was meant for speed and power. But the really amazing thing about this engine is that it does not use a turbocharger or supercharger in order to reach those high levels of power. Most of the time, when engines receive that much horsepower, they use ancillary devices like a turbocharger or supercharger in order to give them even more boost. Not this engine, though. The ZZ632 Big Block V8 is what's termed a naturally aspirated engine. The thing draws all its power from its own size and design without extraneous assistance. That's all the more impressive, given that this engine relies solely on nothing more than its raw, natural power. Now let's talk about the size of the engine. The displacement of the ZZ632 Big Block V8 is huge. Displacement refers to the volume inside an engine's cylinders in which fuel is burned to generate power. The name of the engine has the number 632 in it, which refers to the displacement of the engine, 632 cubic inches, which is really huge for an engine, much less a V8 engine. You see, V8 engines have 8 cylinders arranged in 2 groups of 4, and that's what makes them powerful. But this one is extra large, and that's why it can create so much horsepower. Constructed not only for power but also to last, it requires strong and heavy-duty parts inside the engine. These strong parts have to hold up to the huge pressure developed by the powerful explosions occurring inside an engine. It generates a great deal of force on an engine with more than 1,000 horsepower inside. If the parts inside an engine are weak, they cannot bear the huge stress developed by the powerful fuel combustion and may break down very quickly. But it's built to take all that pressure and just keep on trucking with the ZZ632 Big Block V8. In other words, it is designed not only for pure speed, but also to be strong enough to just keep going and going for many years to come, even if it is driven to its limits. So, for whom is this powerhouse an option? Well, the ZZ 632 big block V8 was made for those needing some serious power. These are great in things like racing or high-speed driving. If you're looking for an engine to push a car to its limits, to make it go really fast, this is your engine. It is a high-performance engine aimed at those desiring the ultimate in performance, either on the track or simply the thrill of driving fast. In the case of the ZZ 632 big block V8, however, there is more than just speed. This is also a testimonial of how far GM has gone to make engines. This basically shows that GM is always trying to push the boundaries of what is possible with engine technology. They are not just focused on making engines that work, they want to make engines that are powerful and fast and durable. The ZZ 632 Big Block V8 is the very best example of such mechanical work. It showcases how GM is still on top in car engine design. Is this engine going to defeat the competition like the CEO of GM described it? That is something we will have to wait and find out. The car world is full of tough competitors, and other companies are working on powerful engines as well. But one thing is for sure, the ZZ 632 Big Block V8 is going to attract lots of attention. It's the largest, most powerful motor we've seen in quite some time, and it is bound to shake things up in this industry. GM is proud of such a motor, and rightfully so. It just about epitomizes everything that has ever been great about a GM engine: power, durability, and innovation. The Z 632 Big Block V8 is not just an engine, it's a statement. To say that GM still stands at the top when it comes to building powerful engines. The ZZ 632 Big Block V8 is among the best engines in the world today. Comparing the other tops, it explains why it is outstanding. Several famous engines in the market are mainly dominated by tremendous power, but this one goes beyond that. For example, the Ford 550 V8 engine has about 550 horsepower. This makes it very strong, but it does not compare to the 1,004 horsepower of the ZZ 632 Big Block V8. Another powerful one is the Dodge Hellcat with about 700 horsepower. That sounds great, yet still far from the amazing power of the ZZ 632 produces. This only means that this engine is purely on top when it comes to power. Its size is likewise phenomenal. The displacement of the ZZ 632 is a whole 632 cubic inches, way bigger than most engines available today. Sometimes bigger means better. This is an engine that proves this axiom. What do you think of GMC? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and to watch more like this, click on the video shown on your screen right now. Thanks for watching. See you on the other side.